Hey everybody, it's Jackie Kunkel. I'm in today again with my Watch Me Wednesday live video. It's 1:30 here in Arizona, and I have to apologize to you. Today, there's lots of banging going on out my window. They're building a house next door to me, and it's kind of loud, so you might hear some banging and all. So I have to apologize ahead of time for that. I can't help that. But this house is going up so fast that I'm hoping the banging will be done soon. It's really close. Our first neighbor, our actual next door neighbor, since we've been here a year, which is really cool. We're looking forward to having an actual next door neighbor. But anyway, hi everybody, welcome in. I was just apologizing for if you hear noise next door to me. It's because they're banging hammers out there. They're putting a roof on the house next door today. Well, I wanted to welcome you all in, but first, before I do anything today, I wanted to congratulate our winners from last week of the Twister Rulers. So we had 5 winners. So first I need to thank Marilyn and Lisa of the Twister Sisters, who sponsored those giveaways, which was fabulous. They gave away 5 prizes, which was fantastic. So our winners were Christine, Gwyn, Auntie Vic, and Teresa and Sandy. Congratulations to you all. Your prizes were mailed out on Monday. I hope that you have a lot of fun with the Twister tools. If you're not familiar with the Twister tools and you're interested, I do have the mini twisters available on my website, but you can go over and you can like Marilyn and Lisa's Facebook page. I believe it's TS Design Sisters, but I put the link in my last video. So the last video with a little mini tutorial on the Twister ruler is there. You can go back and watch it. If you didn't watch it last week, you can still go back and watch it. You can watch all my videos from the Facebook page, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do repost them there, so you will see the videos there as well. So you can always check the links and everything for those and go back and watch if you want to, again, because I like to repost. So I've got a little different format today for you. So I thought I wanted to show you one of my really big loves in quilting, and I know a lot of you are a little scared about paper piecing. Some of you love it, some of you have never tried it, some of you don't like it, but I wanted to kind of try and make you all a little comfortable about paper piecing. And so what I'm going to do today is a little different. It's going to be a 3-part video. So I'm going to start with it today, then kind of get into it more next week, and then the week after I'm going to show you how to make that block into something else where there'll be a giveaway in that 3rd week. So what I'm going to show you is one of my patterns, spinning wheels, and this you can get now. So if you want to, I'm calling this kind of a paper piecing demo or quilt along. So you have time, if you want to quilt along with me to learn how to make one of these blocks, you can go ahead and you can purchase my pattern on my website. We do have it available as a PDF download, so you can get it instantaneously if you want and print it off on your own printer at home, the pattern, or you can order it on my website. And I will put the link up for this, but you can just go to my website, www.cvquiltworks.com, and just type in the search bar spinning wheels and you'll find the pattern there. This will give you a week to get the pattern and maybe get some fabric. So all I'm going to do is make one block so you can try it. So you're starting small, and if you decide you want to build it big, you can build big. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through the steps on how to paper piece this block. And then what we're going to do with the one block on the 3rd video is we're going to turn it into something really cool that you're really going to like. So if you decide you just want to make the one block and you don't want to make the whole quilt, you're going to turn it into something very useful that you're going to use in your quilting room. So stay tuned for that. But I want to show you how to get prepared. So if you decide you want to do the paper piecing, you want to give it a try, it's really super simple. You're really going to like it, I hope. And I'm going to show you all along every step of the way. So this is your prep video, okay? So you can go ahead and purchase the pattern when I'm done if you like, so that you can go ahead and you can be prepped for next week. And then next week I'm going to show you the steps on how to actually do the paper piecing of the block. And then the following week, we're going to show you how to put that block together. So kind of a cool little concept, and I hope you really enjoy this. So if you're interested in doing this and you think maybe your friends might be, hit that share button and share this with others that you think might be interested, who maybe were not considering paper piecing, they weren't sure they wanted to do it. I'm going to give you the steps to show, and it's an easy block to really start with. So hit that share button, send the love, tell everybody who wanted to try paper piecing that this is the video for them, okay? So I want to talk about a few things first before we kind of get into a little bit more of the prep work. So the pattern you're going to need is spinning wheels, and you can get that on my website. Like I said, I'll put the links, okay? So that's the pattern, and my patterns come in booklet format with full color graphics and instructions. So they're really, really well done, okay? And you're going to get your templates to print off, which is what we're going to talk about next. There's 2 templates that you'll need to print off. So there's 1 and there's 2, okay? So I'm going to show you what I prefer to use. Is I don't use copy paper, and the reason why I don't use copy paper is just too thick. So my paper of choice when I'm putting it into my printer is Carol Doak's foundation, and the reason why I like it is because it's newsprint, and I'm going to show you. It comes in a package of 100, by the way. So I'm going to show you. It's just a fine newsprint, okay? So it really tears off easily after you've sewn through it with your fabric. It tears off real easy. So you're going to go print your papers off. And to make 1 block, you're not going to follow the instructions in here to make the entire quilt unless you want to. To make 1 block, you need to print off 4 papers of the triangle 1 and 4 papers of the triangle 2. So 8 wedges will make 1 block, okay? So you need to print off 4 of each. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple things about printing off. So basically all you need to do is put this on the flatbed of your printer to print it. I give you here, if you can see, there's a little 1-inch scale block. When you print off 1 to start with, and then take your ruler and measure that square, that the piece that you just printed, measure it. Make sure it's at 1-inch square. Make sure it's measuring 1-inch square, because if it's not, if it's bigger, you're going to have to cut your fabric pieces bigger. It'll make a bigger block. And this block is going to measure up to 8 by 8 inches, okay? So we really want that test piece that you print off to be 1 inch square. If it's not, then you're going to go into your printer settings and you're going to adjust the scale on it, okay, until you get that 1 inch. So I'm going to show you the difference. So this one I printed off is actually not 1-inch scale. So let me see if I can. It's bigger. Trust me, it's bigger. I'm gonna show you if I can get it up there. So it's bigger than 1 inch. Okay. So we don't want it this big. See how big that is in comparison to the actual pattern? You can even tell just by looking at the pattern. Let me get it back open to the page. So you can even tell by looking at the pattern it's much bigger, okay? So we don't want that. What you want is you want to print it off so that scale is correct. So when you print them off and you cut out your papers, so this is my triangle 2, this should measure exactly the same size as that, okay? So you want to make it measure the same size. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things to how to prep, because that's what we're really doing today. We are going to make, in these next 2 weeks, we're going to make these two 2 blocks to make a block. We're going to make 4 total, okay, to make a complete block. And then we're going to put that together into something really cool that you're going to use. So I'm going to show you now. You're going to have to bear with me because I'm going to have to move the camera forward so that you can kind of see, because I'm a one-woman operation here today. So I want to demo to you how you're going to cut out your papers. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people going, oh no, but you watch, take a look here. So hang on, I'm going to pull my camera forward and I'm going to bend it down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now we've got our ruler in place, and I've got four sheets here because I need 4 of triangle 2 and 4 of triangle 1. So basically what you can do if you want to, and let me just grab my stapler. If you want to, I'm going to keep these all in line, and if you want to, you could just put a staple here so it doesn't move, okay? And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ruler, and if you could see, my ruler is basically, I want to go, see this dotted line here? I want to go about 1/8 of an inch or so past that dotted line. And all I'm going to do is take my rotary cutter and slice my paper off. And I know a lot of you are probably saying, egad, she used her rotary cutter for paper. Yep, I did. And you know why? Because paper is a fiber too. If you're not changing your rotary cutter blades, you should be changing them. Oops, there we go. We got all 4. Got all 4. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going along here at about 1/8 of an inch out of that dotted line. Anyway, yes, I'm using the rotary cutter. Yes, I'm cutting these. Whoops, I put the wrong paper underneath. Okay, see that? Even I can make a mistake. So they all need to make sure you're putting the same papers underneath. So let's go to the other one here. Oh my gosh, could a demo not get worse? Holy cow. So make sure you're putting, see, this was my triangle 1. So make sure you're putting all your triangle papers that are the right papers. These are all triangle 2, so these are correct. Holy moly. Should have checked that beforehand, right? So I'm just going to start over again. Thank goodness it's only paper and I haven't done anything to the fabric yet. So don't do what I just did. Line up all your triangle 2s with one another. Line up all your triangle 1s. Put a staple in it to keep it from moving. Then you're going to cut it. You're just going to cut it straight 1/8 of an inch away from that dotted line. And you can see I'm keeping the staple up here because I want to do that line last. Okay? So far you're just prepping. And remember, all you're doing is 4 triangle 2s and 4 triangle 1s because I just want you to make one block. This is just a primer. It's just a primer to get you used to paper piecing. Okay? So then, once these are all cut, triangle 2, then you're going to go back and you're going to cut your triangle 1. Now these are the ones that are a little bigger than my other ones, so I'm not actually using these. I just wanted a demo on these to show you how to cut them. So now you have 4 triangle 2s, then you're going to cut 4 triangle 1s. Okay, so once you're done with that, now you can see one of the things that I like to do on my paper foundations when I make my patterns, you could see that I put here, I'm very descriptive. I want you to see what you need to do. So according to my pattern, if you look at the pattern cover, I always talk about the quilt that's on the pattern cover. So if you look at the pattern cover, this was my fabric collection from the fall, Fresh Catch, and they were oranges and greens. So I wrote the pattern to the colors on this cover of this quilt. So when you're looking at your templates here, your paper foundations, you'll see a light green number 2, a dark green number 2, cream 1, orange 1, cream 2, orange 2. It shows you the placement of these because there's green, orange, and creams in here. There's a light green, a dark green, an orange 1, an orange 2, and then the creams. So you're going to be cutting out the fabrics according to that. So that's exactly what I did here. So what I did, let me bring these forward for you so you can see. Can you all see? Oh, let me bring them that. There you go. Can you all see? So this, what I've cut here, I've cut 6 different pieces. So you see here's my 2 creams. These pinks I swapped out for the oranges that are in the pattern, so I'm using pink. The green I swapped out for one of the greens. This is my light green, and this is my triangle 2, so I'm using a light green in triangle 2, but in triangle 1 I'm using a dark green. You'll see that. I'll pull that forward. Then this is my dark green. I swapped out yellow for my dark green, so this is the darker of the yellow. So in comparison, let me pull, I'm going to show you. So this one's the triangle 2. So this is what it will look like, okay? This is the back side, that's the front side, okay? But those are the colors. Now, here's my triangle 1, so you can see the difference, okay? So these remain the same, the creams and the pinks, or the creams and the oranges if you choose to use creams and oranges. And here is where the differences are. Here is the dark green I chose for my section 5, and then the light, it says light green, I swapped green out here for a yellow, okay? So I'm using a light yellow there. So my yellows are the section 6, so I swapped those out. And this is what this one will look like. This is my, whoops, section 2, or template 1, okay, front, back. Can you see that? Okay, so those are the 2 pieces we are going to make, okay, and what you're going to need to do, let me set these out of the way. So you're going to need, for next time, you're going to need to prep, but you only need to prep 4 pieces for each, because you're going to do 4 foundations for triangle 2 and 4 foundations for triangle 1. And you're going to need to cut enough pieces of the creams, the oranges, which we call it in the pattern, and the greens, which we call it in the pattern, for both. So you're going to cut, okay, for the creams, you're going to cut 8 of your section 1s, which are the 1 3/4 by the 1 3/4 by 3.5 inches, and this cream is the 1 1/4 by 3 inch. So you're cutting 8 of each of these. So then you divide them. Okay. So this is the 3.5 inch. This is 1 1/4 by 3.5. You're going to cut 8 of those. This is 1 1/4 by 3. You're going to cut 8 of those. Then for where I have the pinks, which is also your oranges if you choose oranges. So for the oranges, you're going to need the 1 1/4 by 3.5 inch, which is the same size as your cream, and you need to cut 8 of those, okay? So 8 of that color. Then the second pink or orange, depending on what you're using. I'm using my Fresh Pickings collection here. So here's the next orange. The orange is a 2 inch by 2 1/4 inch rectangle, okay? So you need to cut 8 of those, and then you split them between the 2 piles. Now here's where it differs. Remember, this is 1 green and different. This is your section 5 green. So for your section 5 green, which we call it the dark green, it's the dark green number 2 in triangle 1, or triangle 2, and the dark green number 1 for triangle 1. So it's dark green number 1 and 2. They're both the same size, but you're just choosing 2 different colors. Is 1 3/4 inch by 6 inch. That's that size. And for this size here, which we call light green 1 and 2, for each 1 and 2, light green, you're going to cut it 2 1/4 by 5 inches, okay? So there's your 2 1/4 by 5 inch, okay? That's all you need to cut to prep to make 1 block. That's it. So this is what you should have. This is what it will look like, okay? So 2 sets of that, and then you're going to have 4 triangle 2s, 4 triangle 1s, okay? So I'm going to flip this back up so that if you have any questions, you can ask me now. I'm going to push it back so you can see me. okay? And then I can read your questions. So, does anybody have any questions about what I've just showed you? Because next week is when I'm going to get into how you're actually going to do the paper piecing. So, you know, it would be great for you to prepare ahead of time, and then you can either quilt along with me or watch the video or watch me live, and then afterwards go ahead and do it on your own. So does anybody have any questions? And go ahead, ask them now. I'm going to watch the screen, and if you have questions, I'll be able to answer them. If not, you can always put questions later, and I will answer your I read all the comments, so I will answer your questions later. But definitely hit that share button. Sorry, hit the share button so that other people who might want to try it can try it too, and they can ask me questions ahead of time too. Yes, Teresa, I have the patterns, so you can purchase them on my website, www.cvquiltworks.com. You can order the printed pattern, or you can opt for the PDF download, which is an instantaneous, and you just print it off on your home printer. So either way, we have both options on the website, so you can go ahead and get that. Oh, good. I'm glad you have what you're doing. Sharon, thank you. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I'm glad I explained everything well, because sometimes when you're doing it live, it's, you know, spontaneous. You're welcome, Teresa. Any other questions on prepping for next week's block? Because I'm going to show you exactly how to do everything. I'm going to show you how to set up your machine. I'm going to show you how to get yourself started. Oh, good, Betsy. I'm glad. Let's see, machine setup, stitch length next week. Yes, machine setup, stitch length next week. Oh, good, Vicki, you're going to order your pattern. Excellent. And I will put the link for the pattern up after I'm done as well. But hit that share button so other people can see, because I'd like to have as many in. It would be fun to kind of see what colors oh, good, Judy will be ready. Excellent. I would love to see the colors you are all going to do, and really after the last video, it would be so great to see your finished project, because you guys are going to love this little project that we're going to work on. Oh, excellent, Judy. Thank you. Definitely then order the pattern in and then learn the paper piecing. You're going to learn it. The name of the pattern is Spinning Wheels, and Suzanne, and it is on my website. It's available. You can get it as an instantaneous download, PDF download. You just print it off, or you can order the printed pattern. If you order the printed patterns out today, I will ship them. What other kinds of paper other than newsprint? You can use like a vellum, anything that's thin and fits in your printer, but don't use copy paper. It's way too thick. Thanks, Lisa. I know that Lisa knows how to make this block. She's actually made 2 of these quilts already. And actually there's some other viewers out there that I know who have bought my pattern and have made the quilt. So thank you very much for making the quilt. But this will be a really great tutorial. I think you ladies and gentlemen will really, really enjoy learning this method and getting yourselves prepared to do the paper piecing. It's quick. It's easy. It's a really good beginner block. So if you've been hesitant at all, it's a great one to learn on. Wouldn't you say, Lisa? Tell me how much you like the block. Lisa just sent me a picture of one of the same block, the Spinning Wheels block she had just made. She had sent me a picture just yesterday. She finished making it, and it was beautiful. So it's a quick and easy block. I made it. I love it, and it's going to be a great block to finish. And if you really, really like it, you can go ahead and make it into the quilt or a table runner. But it's always good to start off a project doing something small first. So, again, thank you all for coming in. Press that share button, because next week we're going to get busy. We're going to make a paper pieced block. Oops. Oh, now she can see me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Alberta, that you're looking forward to it. Excellent. So next week, be prepared, and we're going to make these great blocks. Sharon says she likes Ricky's Tim's stable stuff for paper piecing. It doesn't need to be removed. I'm not sure how that will work in here, and I'm not sure how that works in a printer. I'm not familiar with it, Sharon, but thank you for sharing that. If anybody else is familiar with that and likes it, I'm sure you can give it a try. But if you don't have the ability to have that, try not to use copy paper again. Try and, if you can, use newsprint. If you can't locate Carol Doak's Foundation newsprint, you know where you can get some newsprint. You can go into a craft store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that and get, I think you can go like into the drawing section, and there's tablets of newsprint. Just make sure you cut it down into an 8.5 by 11 inch size so that it can fit into your printer paper drawer, and you can just put it into your printer paper and you're ready to go, and it'll print off fine just like this, because that's all this is. It's just cut already for you. So that's an option if you can't find Carol Doak's paper. But if your local quilt shop doesn't have it, you might find it on Amazon, and Amazon's pretty quick. So just another option for you. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing you all, and I can't wait to begin this little mini quilt along with you, and I hope you all enjoy it, because I hope to do more of these in the future. It's something fun, and I love to teach you all something that I love to do. So looking forward to seeing you all next week. Come prepared with your pattern, your fabrics, and your paper piece foundations, and we're going to hit the ground running. Oh, Kyra's asking, will my pattern be on Amazon soon? I do have some of my patterns on Amazon. As of today, there's 6, I believe, on Amazon. But they're slowly loading in. This one's not there yet. So the only place, well, other than maybe your local quilt shops, the only other place right now is my site or local quilt shops. So if you want it really super duper fast, get the PDF download on my site. And Teresa, I missed your question you had. I saw it come through, and it scrolls up pretty quickly, so I missed it. So I'll answer it in the comments later. So anyway, thank you again. I'm going to say sayonara for now, and I can't wait till next week. Thanks for joining in. Hit the share button, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.